Let's solve homework exercise number 20 from section 9.2. It states that a property measures 7 hectares is for sale. How large is the property in acres? And if the property is selling for $450,000, what is the price per acre? Now, it's not given with this problem, but in your textbook, you can find that 1 acre is equal to 0.4 hectares, HA, okay? So there's the equivalence, the dimensional analysis, the numbers we can use. 1 acre is 0.4 hectares. So 7 hectares, okay? We want to convert to acres. And what's it's 1 acre. So acres goes in the numerator, hectares goes in the denominator, and the number is 0.4. Okay, now notice the 0.4 is in the denominator, so that tells us we're going to definitely divide 7 divided by 0.4. When it's in the denominator, do division. Okay, so that's why we set it up with dimensional analysis. It tells us whether to multiply or divide. Okay, so in this case, we divide. So we're going to do that to get the number of hectares. 7 divided by 0.4. And we get the property is rounded to the nearest 10, so it comes out exactly 17.5. And now we converted to acres. Okay, now the price is how much per acre. Okay, here you just take the total price, the total amount of money spent, divided by the number of acres will give you the price per acre. So total money spent is $450,000 divided by now the number of acres, right, which is what we got in our first part. Answer 17.5, and that will give us the price per acre. Okay, and we're supposed to round it a nearest cent, which is 2 decimal places. So 450,000 divided by 17.5. That's an expensive property. 25,714.285. So to the nearest cent is 2 decimals, 25,714.285. The third decimal is a 5, so that means we're going to add 1 to the second decimal, so $25,714.29 per acre, rounded to the nearest cent. Okay? $25,714.29 per, remember, acres. We converted to acres in part A. Very good. Number 21. Select from square centimeters, square meters, or square kilometers. Determine the best unit to express the area of a small wooden table. Okay, so a small wooden table would definitely be square centimeters. Okay, square meters would be a little bit too large, maybe like in the area of a room, and square kilometers would be the area of a huge plot of land, or it's going a distance of several miles. Okay, so definitely square centimeters would be the only appropriate for a small wooden table. All right, number 22, the best unit to measure and express the area of a desert. Okay, a desert is a huge land mass, miles and miles, or kilometers and kilometers long in both directions. So obviously, we would go ahead and measure it in square kilometers. A very big unit, square kilometers, or a large piece of area. How about the measure of the area of a building lot for a house? 300 square kilometers would be a miles and miles of area, so that doesn't make sense. 300 meters would probably sound, square meters would probably sound pretty good. That would be equivalent to about 300 square yards. So that would make sense. And 300 square meters would be very, very small, okay? It would only be like 3 meters by 3 meters, and so that definitely wouldn't work, way too small. So the only appropriate would be 300 square meters. Number 24, the area of the floor of your classroom. Again, 100 square centimeters would just be a meter by meter, would be way too small. 100 kilometers would be a huge landmass. So the area of the floor of your classroom, 100 square meters, something like a room 10 by 10, that would be 100 square meters. That would definitely be appropriate. A swimming pool, number 25. A swimming pool has a volume of 47,497 cubic feet. How many gallons of water does the pool hold? Okay, now if you go back to your books or some previous problems, you will find that 1 cubic foot, the equivalent in gallons is 7.48 gallons. So it's in your textbook, and it's given in previous problems, okay? But this one they didn't give it to you, so you have to go back and find it. Anyway, here's the equivalent you're going to use. So now we're ready to use dimensional analysis. We have 47,497 cubic feet. Okay, we want to convert to gallons, so that goes in the numerator. It's 7.48 gallons from what we have in our conversion for every 1 cubic foot. Okay, this time the 7.48 is in the numerator, right? The 1's in the denominator. The number that's not 1 is in the numerator. When they're both in the numerator, you multiply to get the conversion. So we're going to take the 47,000 multiplied times 7.48 to get our number of gallons. Okay, and then we're going to round to the nearest whole number. All right, so do the computation on the calculator. 47,497 times 7.48 for 7.48 gallons in a cubic foot. Okay, round to the nearest whole number. So the whole number, we have a 5 in the tenths, right? 355,277.5. 5 or greater, we add 1 to the number that where we're rounding, which is the whole number, which is the 1's. So it is 355,278 is the number of gallons rounded to the nearest whole number. $355,278, and again we converted to gallons is already a capacity, so we don't need to square it. It's gallons just as a unit by itself. Number 26, a container of ginger ale has a volume of 3,000 cubic centimeters. How many liters of soda does the container hold? Now again, what you need to remember is there are 1,000 cubic centimeters in 1 liter. 1 liter, okay? If you go back to previous problems, you can find that or in the textbook. 1,000 cubic centimeters. So 3,800 cubic centimeters, okay? We want to convert to liters, so 1 liter in the numerator. The denominator, the conversion is what? 1,000 cubic centimeters. The 1,000 is in the denominator, so it's going to tell us to divide. So we're going to take 3,800 divided by 1,000, which you can do it, you're going to get 3.8. And then the cubic centimeters cancel, and our unit is liters. Okay? So it's going to be 3.8 liters. All right, again, we convert liters is already a capacity, so you never square or cube liters. Liters is just always, the unit is liters by itself. You're never going to square it or cube it. Okay? Number 27. The approximate area of the two world's largest islands are given below. Determine which island has the greater area by how many square miles. Okay, so our answer is in square miles, so what we want to do is convert each into square miles. So island A, which is given in square kilometers, we're going to convert to square miles. Now, if you look, it's not given with this problem, but if you go to previous problems and you look at the conversion, that 1 square mile is equal to 2.6 square kilometers. Okay, that's the conversion. Okay, it's not given with this problem, but in previous problems I believe it's given, or it's in your textbook. Anyway, 1 square mile equals 2.6 square kilometers. So island A, we're going to go ahead and take 392,080 square kilometers. We're going to convert to square miles, so that goes in the numerator, square kilometers in the denominator, and 1 square mile is equivalent to 2.6 square kilometers. So that means we're going to divide. The 2.6 is in the denominator. Okay, so to convert, so again, square kilometers will cancel. We'll get our answer in square miles. Okay, so for island A, we're going to go ahead and do that to get the square miles. So we get 392,080 divided by 2.6, and we get 150,800. Now, that's for island A, right? Island B is 153,700. So island B definitely has a greater area, and what we'll do is, by how many is just a simple subtraction to find the difference. So island B is given to be 153,700 square miles. We just figured out island A in square miles is 150,800. All right, so the difference is 2,900 or 2,900, and its island B is greater. Very good. Okay, we're going to stop this session here at problem number 27. If you have any questions, send me an email at tswiersz@hodges.edu or call me at 239-938-7805. Thank you.